Hi, it's Dr. Lori, and this is Real Bargains. This is where the real bargains are revealed. That's right. So all different types of objects. Today we're going to talk about jewelry and some other objects, really fantastic pieces. You're going to be surprised. I'm starting right here at the top. This piece was a real bargain, an online purchase from one of the very well-known online resellers. I saw this in a Dr. Lori class. So one of my class members brought it, and she said, I bought this on Etsy. I bought this from another reseller on Etsy, and I was shocked at the price that this person wanted for this piece. So this is a buy it now. This is the price that they set, and this is how much she bought it for. Okay, let's talk about what it is. It's a 14-karat yellow gold ring. It's got a nautilus shell form. That's that nice curved nautilus shell form. It's got 21 diamonds. It's got 19 rubies. And this particular ring dates from the 1980s, so it's vintage. My class member was looking for diamond bands. She was looking for plain diamond bands on Etsy, trying to find a bargain, and she was shocked that she found this. I'm not that shocked, I have to say, because I see a lot of great stuff that's selling on these platforms where people are supposed to know what the values are. And these are the platforms that a lot of you will copy these people when it comes to pricing your own items. Oh, I saw a similar one and somebody listed it at this number, so I'm going to list it at the same price. That's never a good idea, because here's a perfect example of that, of how this can be a big mistake. This particular piece, it's 6.7 grams, 14 karat gold, 19 rubies, 21 diamonds, beautiful ring. Yeah, it's from the 80s. Maybe it's not your taste, but it's got some serious materials working for it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous gemstone ring. Having said that, this particular piece was priced, and my class member bought it for the price that they were asking, $250. That's what they were asking for a ruby and diamond ring. This shows me this person has no idea of what the market is for jewelry. No idea. So if that person's a reseller, they're losing money. So my class member says to me, I talked to, of course, the seller, and that person said that it was in a safety deposit box. She's just trying to get rid of things, and she wants it gone. Well, wanting it gone and getting what it's worth, they're two very different things. My class member paid $250 for it, and I got to tell her the very good news. What's it worth? The diamonds, the rubies, and the 14-karat gold ring are worth $3,200. It's a beautiful example and a very real bargain. And just a reminder, my newsletter is there, and it's free, and it's for you. So how do you get it? It's free. I'll repeat that. It's free. And you can get it at drloriv.com. Just give us your email address. When we send it out, and we do that regularly, it'll come into your email box. My next real bargain comes from a video caller who was busy shopping at the consignment shop. So people like consignment shops. Usually they're a little bit more boutique-like, smaller, lots of pieces that you can find, and a wide array of stuff, and a lot of turnover, which is nice for the consignment shops. So these particular pieces were at the consignment shop, and they were on the wall, and she said she wasn't looking for anything in particular at the consignment shop, but when she saw these figural cherubs, she thought they were wonderful, but she thought that they were door handles, for the handle of the door. Then you put the lock atop it, and then you would open the door. But in fact, if you look at them closely, they're actually candlesticks. They're wall sconces. They're not for a door at all. So they'd be on either side, of course, of a painting, maybe in a dining room or such. They're French. They're beautiful figural, and they are, of course, cherubs. You can see the classical small figures. And then they're holding, again, a little wreath there at the bottom, and they're holding up what would be, of course, where the candlesticks would go. They're pretty big, right? They're not all that small. They would look good on a dining room wall, or if you're walking into any other kind of environment where you have some classical figures, maybe more of a living room environment too. These particular pieces are French, and they, of course, are cast. They're brass, and then they have a gold overlay. They're in beautiful condition. She said, I just couldn't believe it. They were just sitting there. I had to buy them. I said, well, what did you pay? She said, I paid $80 for them. I said, for the pair? She said, for the pair. $80 for the pair means they're $40 each, which is a steal at the consignment shop. I mean, a steal. What are they worth? On the resale market, and all my values are based on retail values where similar pieces have sold recently. What are they worth? $550 for the pair. That's right, they're beautiful antiques, they're gorgeous examples, and they're a real bargain too. This next real bargain comes from the online appraisal reports. You know where they are on the website. You go to the home page, it says send a photo, get a report. That's where this piece came in. A photo of this piece came in to me, and the owner bought it at a thrift store. She purchased it, and she said, I need an online appraisal report because I want to resell it, and I want to know if it's the real deal. What is it? It's the real deal. It's a Gucci tie. That's right. It's a silk Gucci necktie by the famous designer. It's marked Paolo. You can see it right on this particular piece. It's a beautiful example. It's not too thin and it's not too thick. And this is important when it comes to ties, you know, when you're looking at this kind of stuff. And I'll talk about that in another video. But basically, you want to make sure that it can be utilized in other time periods. A lot of people love the vintage look, and they don't care if it's too thin or too thick for today's fashion. This particular piece is Gucci. As I said, it's silk. It's a men's tie, and it was found at the thrift store. How much did she pay for it? Are you ready? 25 cents. That's it, 25 cents. This is when the thrift store people say, oh, well, the thrift store people now know Dr. Lori's telling everybody that the values are this and the values are high and all of this stuff. Oh, well, they know, so you'll never find another bargain. I'm telling you, you will always find bargains. If you watch the videos, all you have to do, watch my videos, watch what I'm highlighting, and repeat. Go to the thrift store, repeat. All you have to do is what I tell you. It's not hard. And I'm showing you all the people who are succeeding at this too. So, and I want you to succeed. This particular piece is the Gucci tie. She paid 25 cents for it at the thrift store. What's it worth? $225. That's right, $225 for the vintage Gucci necktie. Accessories are very desirable, and this was part of an online appraisal report. So she got the report, that'll help her sell it. This next real bargain comes from Dr. Lori's class. And if you haven't heard about my classes, they're very popular, and I hope you'll sign up for some. You can do that at drloriv.com. Just look for the events tab at the top of the home page. But this particular piece is a real bargain because it came from the class and it was very timely. This piece is called The Little Princesses, and it's a book by an author named Marion Crawford. Marion Crawford was a woman who had a close relationship with the little princesses, and those princesses, of course, were Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and Her Royal Highness, of course, Princess Margaret, her younger sister. The two girls, of course, grew up in Great Britain and were, of course, the daughters of the king. And then Elizabeth becomes queen and is at her coronation in 1953. Very interesting book about their formative years. It's the first American edition by Marion Crawford of this telltale about the little princesses, how they grew up, how they're educated, what they do on a daily basis. There's some personal notes between the girls back and forth, pictures, family pictures, and it was the first American edition published in 1950. This book is a very, very desirable book, and it became extremely valuable just following the September 2022 passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. So when Her Majesty passed, the book became, of course, one of the most sought-after collectibles of the royals. It has red cloth boards. That means the cover is red cloth. It's got gilt text embossed onto the red cloth boards. And when you're looking at books, you want to make sure that you're looking for nice, strong spines. You want to make sure that you're looking for, again, a decorated end paper when you open that first inside cover, that's decorated in some way. Sometimes these books will belong to famous people. I've done appraisals of all different types of books, some of them belonging to very famous figures, belonging to Andrew Carnegie or belonging to a president or belonging to another figurehead or celebrity. So that could increase the value of books. Look for that. Make sure that the books don't have too much writing inside of them. You really want no writing inside of them. unless it's, of course, a handwritten note from someone famous, maybe the author to someone else. So the Little Princess's book is, of course, purchased through an online auction by my class member. My class member purchases the book through an online auction, and she says, Dr. Lori, I'm very curious because I bought a lot of 30 books in this online auction, and I paid $50 for the 30 books. So she did the math, and she said that's $1.67 per book, which means this book, which was part of that group of 30, this particular book she paid $1.67 for it. I said, well, it's worth a lot more than $1.67 today. This book is a gorgeous example in very good shape. The spine was strong. It didn't seem like when they opened the book they broke the spine. You want to be careful when you do that with older books. Don't break the spine. Don't push it open. Don't push down the middle portion of the pages if you're trying to read it. No dog-eared areas either, which was great. And this particular piece was a real bargain. It is a real bargain. It's a beautiful example and a very good read. It's an interesting book if you like to read about, of course, royal history. This book is worth $175. It was a real bargain and in really good condition, too. Here's a real bargain for you. It's from a video caller. This video caller was at an estate sale. And I love you guys when you guys go hunting, digging, when you don't give up, when you're relentless. That's what I like. So this video caller said, Dr. Lori, I was on my hands and knees. I was under a table. I was at the estate sale. I love this. I was at the estate sale and there was a box under there. It was a cardboard box and I went down under that table and I pulled it out. And I know the estate sale people did not know that box was under there. And you can kind of understand that they got a million things to go through. They're kind of putting tags on things and they're getting tired and So they missed this box. She says, so my video caller says, I'm going through it and I'm looking and I'm thinking, this has never been used. This whole box hasn't been opened in decades. So she's at the estate sale. She's looking at this and out of the box, she pulls out this West German etched glass, beautiful cake plate. Gorgeous. So I'm sorry, etched crystal, beautiful cake plate. So you can see the decoration. You can see, of course, even the apron around the edge at the bottom as it flows down. Very nice, beautiful piece. Middle part of the 20th century, the 1950s, 1960s style, marked West Germany. She says, I'm looking around and I'm thinking, they don't know that this is here because this should be out because other stuff at the estate sale of this caliber were out and priced pretty high. So she's looking through the box and we're talking on the video call and she says, so there was a gentleman near me and he was part of the estate sale organizers and I said to him, so what do you want for this box of stuff? So he kind of looks through the box and he sees the cake plate and he kind of looks and he says, $8. She said, and then I heard your voice in my head, Dr. Lori, and this I love even more. I heard your voice in my head saying, ask for less. I always say that. I always say negotiate. The only non-negotiable in the antique world is negotiating. Always negotiate. Give it a shot, right? Be nice, be polite, be ready to pay them, but take the shot negotiating. So he said $8. She said, will you take less? She bought it for $5. He said, I'll take $5. She gets this beautiful cake plate and all the other stuff in the box, but this beautiful cake plate for $5. What's it worth? $100. That's right, $100 for that cake plate. It's a beautiful example, a wonderful example, of course, of what you can find if you get on in there, get on down there and look through the boxes that were overlooked. Those are real bargains. I told you there's great stuff out there. Stick with me. I'll show you what to look for. I'm Dr. Lori. I hope you find your real bargains real soon. Bye-bye.